Hello Mark, I've just recorded 2 videos and deleted both of them, so take 3. And I won't say what I said on the first 2 videos. I thought your video was very interesting, especially when you talked about the white transparent figure in the bedroom that approached you. Now, I've not known you too long, Mark, but the others, I've told them about this, so at the risk of boring them, when I was age 21, I sat on the doorstep of the bungalow outside at Nicosia, just outside Nicosia, the RAF Regiment bungalow. Sat there miserable, thinking what a way to spend my 21st birthday. I just got Cyprus National Service and signed on for an extra year. And the night, about 3 o'clock in the morning, couldn't sleep and turned over. I don't know why I turned over and looked at the door and saw the white transparent figure of the young airman dressed in RAF issue vest and underpants walk from the door across the room, and he passed straight through the wall. And I went as stiff as a plank. I felt my hair stand on end, and I got out of bed shaking and put the light on, which woke the other two, a West Indian and an English bloke, his name was Ken, and told him I'd seen a ghost walk through the wall. Of course I said, no, you nightmare, you imagination, no. And I found out, Mark, that just before I got there, a number of young airmen had been killed in their beds by UFO terrorists. You know, the rule of Archbishop Macarius time. And I think what I saw was the spirit of a young airman who hadn't gone into the light. He didn't look very happy. He didn't turn and look at me. He was looking down. He didn't look happy at all. He just passed straight through the wall. But I was interested when you said the figure you saw was white transparent, because that was the figure I saw, white transparent figure. And people have said to me, you'll never see a naked ghost. They've always got some form of clothing on, and he got RAF issue vest and underpants on, so he was obviously one of these young airmen that had been killed, knifed probably, in the beds by the UFO terrorists. Yeah. And without going into too many details, what I said was very personal. Well, I was very aware for a long time of something inside me, and I used to hear this male grunt. I mean, it could have been the bloke I saw when I was a very small child, I told you, in the corner of the bedroom, middle-aged, thick hair combed back, horn-rimmed specs, gaunt, haggard. He stared straight at me, eye-to-eye contact. It could have been him, but the figure was inside my body, and I was always aware of this grunt. I used to think, is that me doing that? And I used to try to emulate it, but it weren't. And what can I say? I'll say it, when masturbating, if you which everybody does at some time or other, if I drifted off to sleep, this grunt from inside me used to wake me up, but it wanted me to carry on. And of course it was not very good, that, because I used to drive long distances and I did need my sleep. And this carried on for years. I was aware of this grunt. Well, the elderly friend I had, who has now passed away, Ken, I've never been able to trace his children. Has anyone ever heard of Sue Montgomery or Andrew Montgomery? They still don't know their father's dead. Well, Kenny used to say that I was possessed. There was something inside me. And Kenny used to say he was always aware that it weren't just me. He says, I can detect that there's something there with you. And the night it disappeared was the night I had the bad accident on the N25. And I could have been killed, but I wasn't, because I was not meant to go that day. And I was treated at Harlow Hospital, and they released me after treatment. And I would normally have slept in the truck, but the truck had been towed off the N25 to a repair yard, so the YMCA gave me a room for the night, and of course I was shaken, because I was shaken, and I was drifting off to sleep, and I distinctly, clearly remember there was like something being ripped out of me, and like as if something had been pulled away from me, and I heard this male voice go, "Hey!" It just faded away. It said, "Hey!" And that was it. It had gone, and I never experienced it again. So whatever it was inside me, it was pulled away from me, and I never ever heard it again. Yeah. So you said you dabbled with the Ouija board, Mark, and I used to, although it weren't a real Ouija board. I told you that night in the caravan, I used one. The fucking lights dimmed and the clock dropped off the wall. Yeah, so it's not really a joking matter, because you can attract things and they can become attached to you, and that male voice that used to grunt and wake me up, and was eventually ripped away from me. By whom, I don't know, but that was the last time it ever happened. Yeah. You said, because I've done 3, I've done 2 and deleted them, so this is number 3. Did you say it was your brother who was a Christian, and he lit a fire on the beach and you burnt all those books? Well, of course, one of my very favourite films of all time is The Exorcist. I remember the very first time I saw that, we played it, I think it was in my daughter's flat, and the Christmas tree in the corner of the room moved, because we all saw it move, and the dog yelped, scratched at the door. The granddaughter opened the door, and the dog shot out. It wanted to go. And that Christmas tree, I don't know why, but it was like shaking, and there were nobody, because the dog was sat near the door, and the dog saw it, and we all saw it, and the dog was very frightened, and he scratched and yelping, and so the granddaughter opened the door, and the dog shot out. So, and that was the first time I ever watched the film The Exorcist. And the voice of Lucifer, of course, was I saw the making of it, and is it William Friedkin? He thought of the actress Mercedes McCambridge. She appeared in Giant, didn't she? With Rock Hudson, Elizabeth Taylor and James Dean, and he said she was the right kind of voice. I mean, she was gave the impression of being a lesbian, but I don't think she was actually, no. And they said that they tied her to a chair. Well, she got pissed up, she came off the wagon, and they gave her a lot of booze, and she got pissed up. They tied her to a chair, she gargled with raw eggs, and put a mic at the side of her mouth, and she came out with these noises that were used in the film The Exorcist, and they couldn't have picked anyone better for the voice of Lucifer. The demon, who I think Mercedes has now passed away, of course, and I remember her in Giant, a very surly looking woman who James Dean used to hang around with. Yeah, so I've listened to your video, Mark. I've done 2 and deleted them, so I'm definitely going to leave this. Hope I don't have to regret what I've said, but I've said it now anyway. And that was more or less what I thought was too personal, but I've said it now anyway, so let me light a fag up. It's Wednesday night, yeah, no EastEnders, oh dear. But Watchdog, I sent him a letter, no, email of course, I don't send letters now, which they may feature in the forthcoming weeks, about text messages on your phone. Sorry to hear of your latest accident and all that bollocks, and emails I keep getting. Your bank account, your NatWest bank account has been suspended. I haven't got a fucking NatWest bank account, but we're all getting them, I think. I'm sure perhaps you lot are getting them as well, warning you that due to irregular activity your bank account has been suspended, and they invite you to download this form and give you personal information. Well, of course I just delete them. They said to Watchdog, who are these people and why can't something be done to stop them? So hopefully they may feature that in the forthcoming programs. Of course some people could look at me and say I still am possessed. Yeah. Some catty people might think that, yeah, you better not fucking say it. But no, that problem left me that night after I'd been released from Hull Hospital after being injured in that accident on the M25. Yeah, but the white transparent figure you saw, Mark, and I saw in Cyprus. Yeah, of course I have said before to my regular UFO friends, my regular YouTube friends, about the UFOs I've seen that afternoon in Somerset when it shot across the clear blue sky, this oval metallic looking disc briefly disappearing behind a white cloud and reappearing, and it shot from the northern horizon to the southern horizon in seconds, not a sound. And then that morning I left Felixstowe docks and passing the town of Bury St Edmunds, a huge black triangle hovering low over the town. Unfortunately there was no way to stop, and I couldn't park a loaded 44-ton truck on the dual carriageway because bleary-eyed drivers early on a Saturday morning driving back, it could have caused an accident. And it was a summer morning, so it was light, and I can see it now, huge black triangle. I thought, well, surely the postman must have seen it, the milkman. I sent an email to the local paper there, but they said there was never, they don't recall any reports. But you know, we are certainly not alone. Things are out there. Too many people have seen things. You can't say they're all mistaken. Of course not. Right, so I'll stop it now. I will upload this one, and thanks for doing that video, Mark, and I will be back. Bye.